What is up, you geezer, blow tie geezers? It is Chris Modern9 here. Chelsea with the perfect response from the Bournemouth monstrosity of midweek by beating Huddersfield by 5-0. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, technically, it's Huddersfield, bottom of the table. They haven't won a game in 12. But you need these kind of games to sort of lift your spirits up. Now, if you remember the absolute abysmal show that was the Bournemouth game, we lost 4-0. Maurizio Sarri actually locked them in the dressing room and didn't let them out, I think. I think that's right. And, well, I mean, after that, there was like this whole thing about Maurizio Sarri not being able to motivate the players. You know, everything was going downhill, and we were just sort of hoping and praying that we were going to get some kind of regista to replace Fabregas, and it never happened. And we were all just worried at that time that we were going to go into the Huddersfield game not being able to get a goal and struggling. But that was not the case today, and thank goodness me, it wasn't, because we scored some great goals today. We scored some fantastic goals, and 2 coming from Gonzalo Higuain. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about, being able to give him the ammunition to go on and score goals. We did exactly that today. Exactly that today. We had Eden Hazard having an absolutely brilliant game. Absolutely fantastic. He did so much in that game. So much. He beat players for pace. He scored a goal himself. He assisted Higuain a few times. Linked up play with Higuain very, very well. I was very impressed with that. Willian was okay. I mean, there was times where he would do his usual stuff, giving the ball away and all the rest of it. But credit to Willian, he did actually give a few balls into Higuain to give him an opportunity, which is what we should have been doing in the Bournemouth game, and we didn't do it. But today, we did it. Higuain, though, 2 goals coming from him. Oh my days, the second one was insane. Insane. I mean, second half, like, we were just cruising it at that point, just cruising. N'Golo Kante just laying it off for him, and then he just places it in the top corner. Goalkeeper with absolutely no chance. This is exactly what we want Higuain to do. And like I was saying just now, this is what you do to Higuain. This is what you do. You give him the ammunition. You provide to him opportunities to go ahead and score. That's what he does. And thankfully, we were able to do that. Hazard with 2. I'd said he scored 1 goal. He scored 2, actually. I do correct myself. He scored the penalty, didn't he? The second goal being the penalty. And then in the second half, he made a good chance of himself, beat the player, received the ball, beat the player, and then shot in the far bottom corner. That was a very good goal. And then David Luiz from the corner makes it 5-0. I mean, pretty easy day at the office. This is a perfect response, like I said, to the abysmal 4-0 defeat against Bournemouth. I mean, I still can't get that out of my head, but thankfully, we've been able to steady the ship with this 5-0 win. Now, the next game, as I take out my trusty phone because I've got my calendar on it. Next game is away at Manchester City. Now, of course it's going to be difficult. We're away from home. Now, if we don't win this game, or if we don't score, it'll be the first time in years that we've played 3 away games in a row and not only lost all 3, but haven't scored a single goal in any of those 3. So, for that to happen, well, you have to go a long way back to find that if we've ever done that before. Obviously, it's going to be difficult. Man City away is never an easy game, never an easy fixture. It will not be an easy fixture. If we play the same way we have played in the last few games, we will struggle in that game big time. We need our best players to come out and perform like we did today. This is a perfect pick-me-up, okay? From the Bournemouth game, this is a perfect pick-me-up. Now, if we take that, the way we play today, we take it to Manchester City. Now, I remember the last time we played against Manchester City last season, we just turned up just to watch them play around us. That's exactly what happened. We lost 1-0. I don't want it to be the exact same again, so we need our big players. We need our midfield to give as much ammunition to Higuain as possible, like we did today. We need to make sure that our wingers are beating men for pace. Now, in that game, I don't want to see us playing Alonso. I don't want to see us playing Alonso because of previous games. I know, you know, the fact that we won 5-0 against Huddersfield is irrelevant. You know, maybe he played a good part in that. But, you know, past track record this season, I'd rather play Emerson at left back because he just has that pace and he works very well with Eden Hazard. Okay, he may have not done very well against Bournemouth, but you know, look, I want to be able to see Chelsea use their pace willingly. I'm hoping that Sarri plays Hudson-Odoi in that game. I really hope he does. You know, just seeing players like Alonso and Willian and Barkley playing in the middle. Barkley had an okay game, by the way. He was okay. The only problem, maybe his passing was a little bit wayward, but he did create space for himself to move forward, and that was good from Barkley. But having said that, when I look at players like Willian, Alonso and Barkley in our team, going up against Manchester City when they're on good form at the moment, they're not going to cope. They're not going to cope. I think we need to put in somebody a little bit more creative in there. And I would like to say Hudson-Odoi on the wing, and I would like to say a little bit of Loftus-Cheek as well. I don't think Sarri's going to play that. I think Sarri is definitely going to have to play Willian and Pedro like he's always been playing, because he only has one way of playing, and I hope he doesn't play the same crap. If he's learned anything from the game against Bournemouth, he will not play that, but I know he's probably going to, because let's be honest, Sarri doesn't have a plan B. When push comes to shove, when things go a bit ropey, he doesn't have a plan B. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what the right players to put on at the right time. So, for Manchester City, if it was me, I would play Hudson-Odoi, Hazard, and Higuain up front. And then in the middle, because there isn't any other option, I would go for Jorginho, but push him a little bit further up, rather than have him be that one person sitting back. Jorginho, Kante, and Kovacic, but put on Loftus-Cheek around about the second half. Right, a little bit into the second half, we bring on Loftus-Cheek to add a little bit more intensity in our attack. If and only if it goes pear-shaped. Judging our performances of late, it will go a little bit pear-shaped, but I hope that you know how it goes. I'm going off a little bit sidetracked here, but yes, 5-0 against Huddersfield. It was a good game. It was a good pick-me-up after the terrible game at Bournemouth. Higuain getting 2 goals. Hazard back to his best. Midfield was good at providing Higuain with the ammunition. This is a good step. This is a good step. A good pick-me-up. Good, fantastic result. I mean, on a bad day, we would have struggled to get maybe 2 goals at least. We would have beaten them like at least 1-0. Huddersfield would have gotten a few opportunities of their own going into the end of the game, like a few teams have been doing in recent time. I'm looking at teams like Brighton and Leicester. No, sorry, not Leicester. Brighton and another team that evades me. I think it may have been somebody like, I don't know, Cardiff. Cardiff and Brighton away at them. You know, they've been very difficult despite us being like 2-1 up against them. But, you know, we did well against Huddersfield today. Like I said, on a bad day, we would have struggled to get even 2. But 5 is a big, big wake-up call, big pick-me-up. And I hope that we continue this on now. Man City is going to be difficult away, but, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought of the game in the comment section down below. Like I said, I know I'm sorry if it's a little bit late, this video. Yeah, better late than never. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next video, I shall see you later. Hey do, and peace.